Good afternoon, everyone. I am from the Suncheonman International Garden Expo 2023 Organizing Committee. Thank you for the invitation, for inviting me to speak. The video that you just saw is the night scene of the Suncheonman International Garden Expo. So Suncheon-si, or city, is located at the southern part region of Seoul, and it is aiming to become the southern belt of the Republic of Korea. Unlike other cities, from 17 years ago, we have been aiming for an eco-city, and as you can see here, to protect the Suncheonman wetland, we have created a eco-belt. And in 2023, on that eco belt, it was the first in Korea to hold a International Garden Expo. And 10 years has passed, and with the slogan that we live in a garden, we are currently holding the Suncheonman International Garden Expo. This slogan, the previous presenter talked about the Singaporean case, and it really was impressing, and I think we should really learn from Singapore's case. So this small and medium-sized city, compared to big cities, it's quite difficult to be at the same level. We need the economic power and infrastructure, but that was not the case for Suncheon, and we need something else. We needed something else, and we think regarding the nightscape, people from the metropolitan area, would they really come to Suncheon? And rather than going to the Yeosu night ocean, would people actually come to Suncheon for this night scene? And is there something that people can only see and feel in Suncheon? So these were the questions that we had. Going through a lot of discussions and considerations, we thought of combining ecology and light that illuminates on culture. And we thought that we could kind of recreate nature using light. So let me give you a few examples. The picture you see here is a garden within the Suncheonman International Garden, and it has small big trees, and it's actually hidden, and so people didn't come here that much. So through the Garden Expo, we renewed this place into a sunset garden. So it's one of the best spot to view the sunset. We created these hills, and we actually used and got rid of soil to create this place, and also created a pond and planted trees and flowers. And finally, we brought in the sunset to present this scene. Rather than night, this time of the day at sunset, this is the most beautiful scene that can be seen at this sunset garden. And then we thought about how to present the sunset garden at night. So we tried to use natural elements like water or trees. And through that, we wanted to produce natural phenomena using light, such as the sunset or Milky Way. So rather than brightening up the entire area, we wanted to use the hills and natural elements to kind of recreate the sunset. And we actually brought in each of the light fiber to lighten up the area like this. The next case, here in the garden, we have grass, trees, and flowers. So simply with this, people come and enjoy the garden, and they take pictures and have memories. So everyone sees it together. But we didn't want to settle there. We brought in the concept of garden stay. So as you can see here, between trees and flowers, there are cabins, and this is open to only 100 people a day, so that those people can come and actually make it their own private garden. This is the night scene. So because they stay here, we wanted to make it a place where they can really blend in well with the nature. So we had the bollard light so that it's very moody, and especially at night. There is luxurious dining programs and yoga programs as well. So it's something very similar to what's provided. It's different from what luxury hotels provide. Very different. And then a bit into the city. Now, as mentioned earlier, in this International Garden Expo, our slogan is "We live in a garden." So we extend the garden into the urban area and to make the urban area into a garden. That's our goal. So, and the first attempt was to start in Dongcheon, which cuts across the city. Dongcheon was a place where ships came back and forth back in the Korea dynasty. And like other rivers, we wanted to stick to its original function, a place where people could exercise. That's what have been happening in the past. But utilizing this river, we wanted to connect the city center and the garden. And we adding light at night, we presented a different view, and people really like it. And here we utilize the nature of water. It's a floating garden. It's a garden floating on water. So during the day, but people can come at night and enjoy it as well. And actually, this has been created for the night scene of Dongcheon. Of course, you can use it at the daytime as well, but at night on this river, it seems like a flower that has bloomed on water. And some people call it a flower blooming at night. And again, the water garden utilizes water, but here we utilized the bridge, existing bridge. And to dramatize the effect, we combined it with a fog fountain, and the reflection goes very well together, and it seems like a wormhole, kind of really leading people into the National Garden. And then these are where light have been used in the waterway. On the right, this is the tunnel, and we tunnel connecting to the International Garden, and it created something like a fiber light tunnel. And why did we use fiber? Because the fiber actually moves. It has a move, and the reflection on water goes very well together. We thought that it would create a very fascinating view. And actually, if you take a ride on the cruise ship, the night scene is really beautiful, and it's a great experience for people to do so on this waterway. And this one is a very significant project that we had nearby the International Garden. This is a picture of the reservoir nearby, and so we have the Dongcheon River, and when the river floods due to, for example, floods, to prevent those floods, the reservoir would kind of keep water to prevent floods. And previously there was a trail, but close to no one actually used it. And as you can see here on the left, there's the reservoir, and on the right is the Dongcheon River, and there's a road going along this way, and this road kind of cuts off the reservoir and the river. So we wanted to add a function of a park to this reservoir. And as explained, the roadway turned into a greenway. And as you can see here, the traffic lights and street lights are still remains as it used to be for the roadway. So later on, when necessary, we could turn it back into a roadway. And finally, at night. So we added light. As we can see here, with light added, the International Garden and the city center is connected, and the garden kind of expands into the urban area, and people started to gather. So culture means to go beyond a natural scene, and it's an act of social behaviors of people. So people gather, they act together, and the reservoirs and roadways with its own function, added with human behaviors, turns into a cultural space. So here, light is a very important, plays an important role for people to gather at night. So we wanted to illuminate and emphasize the vast area of the square, and also made hills, and that led to projection mapping. And also at night, we completed the area with music fountains as well. So this is what it looks like at Ochon Green Square today. A lot of people, and when there are performances, it's really, really crowded, and it's really a spectacle. And working on Nightscape, it was very challenging. We had a lot of discussions, and we really did a lot of sample tests on how to present this to the public. So we wanted to use nature with light, and we used culture as well, light to see and light to enjoy. This led to creation of new culture, and people could really come and enjoy it all together. I couldn't say too much because of the time restriction, which is why I showed the video earlier. So the Suncheonman International Garden Expo will be held until the end of October. Many figures have come and visited the expo. And before it's too late, please make sure you visit our expo and feel what Suncheonman is like. I would like to share with you a short video to conclude. Thank you for your attention.
친구와 인생 사진을 남기고 싶다면, 부모님의 행복한 모습을 보고 싶다면, 아이에게 추억을 선물해주고 싶다면, 감동의 순간을, 소중한 시간을 정말 원한다면 지금 정원으로, 가을이 가기 전에 순천으로 오세요. 순천만 국제정원 박람회.